Hello everyone and welcome back. Some of you might recall a video from last year where I talked about the wildlife that I got to see on the Isle of Mull in the Inner Hebrides. In that video it was very much just me talking about my experiences and showing the images that I managed to take. But I didn't capture much video footage, that and also the fact that I was also getting married on the island last year. However, I managed to return to Mull again this year for 1 week, not just to celebrate 1 year of marriage, but to also hopefully seek and record some of the wonderful species that Mull has to offer. After setting off from Oban to Craignure, I spent the first couple of days relaxing in the town of Tobermory before spending the next 5 days searching for wildlife on land and out at sea. I love the diverse habitats that can be found on Mull, with the forests being my absolute favourite. The island also features its only Munro, named Ben Moor, at just over 3,000 feet high, wide areas of moorland and multiple sandy beaches along with dramatic cliff faces. I was eager to get out on the ocean during my time on Mull, one of the main reasons being that 2 male orcas named John Coe and Aquarius, that are part of the West Coast community, were spotted just north of Mull in the days leading up to me arriving. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see them this time, but I was still delighted to see the other marine species that frequent along the coast of Mull. My first sighting was of a small pod of harbour porpoises, which often tend to stay away from the boats of any kind. These ones seemed curious enough to stick around the boat for a while. Shortly afterwards, I came across a larger pod of common dolphins which contained multiple young calves. They came much closer at one point and even bow riding at the front of the boat. To top it all off, a minke whale also ventured close to the boat, but I only just managed to get images of it coming up for air before it swam further out. Seabirds were also a common sighting out at sea. These included black guillemots, gannets, manx shearwaters, shags and even puffins. Each time that I went out on the boat, I did experience quite choppy waters, making it difficult to get steady footage, and also trying to point the camera on moving subjects proved difficult with a constantly rocking boat. However, I did still manage to come away with a handful of images that I liked. Returning to shore, harbour seals could also be seen basking on the rocks, which is always an enjoyable sight to see. Midway through my stay, I spent quite a bit of time along one of the locks on the island, looking out for the various species of wading birds and hoping to spot the delightful yet sometimes elusive otter. The landscapes are very dramatic, especially when the weather plays its part. The rain can be seen coming off the ocean and hanging around the tops of the hills and mountains. The birds that I spotted while sitting by the loch included grey-lag goose, oystercatcher, common gull and curlew. As the tide retreated, I moved to an area where more of the golden seaweed was exposed that stretched right across the shoreline. Anything left by the tide was quickly cleaned up by other birds, including rock pipit, grey heron and hooded crow. After a total 12 hours sitting on the shore, I was delighted to finally spot an otter feeding just offshore. It fed constantly for the next 15 minutes before coming on land and heading around the exposed rock and assumingly to its resting place. As my time on Mull came to an end, I spent my last full day on the coastline once again, watching the changing weather and seeing distant gannets diving into the water to feast on shoals of fish. Unexpectedly, another large pod of common dolphins came into view, also assumingly hunting fish. And to end things on a high, a lone juvenile white-tailed sea eagle flew across the sea and right over my head. I was very lucky to have my camera to hand for this encounter, and just about managed to record a short video as well as images of it flying overhead. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and just to let you know that I will be returning to Mull once again next year in May, where I hope to see the puffins breeding on land. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again soon.